Everything's a little bit weird now, because tonight it is showtime. In the middle of the street light, oh, we celebrate a good times, because tonight it is showtime. Come and walk with me, 127th Street, down the Rockefeller Street. Life is marching on, do you feel that? 127th Street, down the Rockefeller Street. Everything is more than surreal.
And that intro you just listened to was courtesy of the wiki user Unbalanced Spoon. Shout out to you, dude, for working up an intro for me. Yeah, thanks a bunch. So tonight we're going to be looking at the Necromata as episode 3 of our fan-made showcase. The Necromata is I guess to use terms from the Monster Hunter universe, it's a deviant, or subspecies of the automaton. They are what happens when an automaton is left shut down for a long period of time and then is drop-kicked back to life with an infusion of demon energy. Quick aside here, the reason you're seeing me draw here is because there's no real art for this chick, so I decided I'd whip some up for the user of the wiki. I hope he doesn't mind. I whipped up the pose and figure in the app Easy Poser, and now I'm doing the line art and coloring in Autodesk Sketchbook. Back to the video. So they tend to live in graveyards, towns. Basically, if you can find an automaton there, you'll find them there. They tend to be pretty calm and intelligent. They do envy their more perfect automaton counterparts. They can be a little emotionally unstable, sometimes going a little nutbar, but at the end of the day, they're just as helpful as their baseline counterparts. The Necromata is an automaton that has either shut down or was never completed in the first place. When enough demon energy hits them, they get up. Yup, you heard me. An incomplete or shut down for so long it no longer functions robot can get back up. Terrifying, but then you remember what monsters in this world are like now, and it's not so bad. They don't function quite like they were supposed to. Unlike their fellows, they have more expression and emotional understanding than their more pristine, emotionless, way too zen former selves. They can attach various body parts like their cousins, if you want to call them that. However, it's more of a mashup than a perfect fit, and sometimes you can't take them off properly or at all. They are more envious of the perfect models and will try to steal parts of them and add it to their own. Eventually, though, they realize they aren't as perfect as they made out to be due to their more emotional expressiveness, but they don't boast about being better than them in terms of being more humane, because they both do a good job in getting to their goals. It should be noted that while they may get over the jealousy, they will still snatch parts of them in order to fix themselves. Unfortunately, they weren't designed to extensively repair their own bodies, since they had parts that bolt in quite easily, as their stature and design are similar to the way they were before. It seems that one flaw their creators failed to cover, and the very least didn't anticipate, is that their once powered-off machines would get up again. Again, nobody kind of expected these girls to get back up again and start trundling around. As a result, they won't bring harm to the automatons, sort of a deviation in Asimov's 3 laws of robotics, as they seem to realize, hey, we're kind of the same. They, like the automatons, can achieve a considerable deal of magical and physical feats, although most Necromata don't quite get there due to not being properly completed. They are rusted and show obvious signs of wear and tear, like torn clothing or limbs that are reduced to the wire frame, eyes that may not work right, cracks. This girl at the end, she's going to have some cracks on her face, one of her hands, and on one arm. They also sometimes have moments where they go a little crazy. Signs that this is coming involve severe twitching, paused sentences, raised tones in their voice, but most cool down after a few seconds of going nutbar. Water helps speed up the cooldown process, as unusual as it sounds. Their heads may spark a little here and there, and they'll interrupt their own sentences and make just talking to them a little difficult. But this does come with an upside. They can stay active even though they are severely damaged. Even if you cut the head off, it'll just guide its head back to where sorry, my brain just failed English. The head will walk the body over to where the head is sitting. They will sometimes dabble in darker magics, particularly the ones that alter lifelessness. So basically, these girls are prone to go a necromancer on you. Since they are monsters in this world, they do seek out a husband. If their mana detection works properly, if at all, they will use that means to search for a husband. If not, they ask around any dense populations to see if any men are in need of assistance, even though they appear to be broken down pieces of junk. Knowingly aware that they are imperfect, they will still go and try to achieve being with a beloved one, despite having no recollection of any previous engagement as an automaton before they were resurrected. They'll try and do whatever makes their loved one happy, or something that they otherwise couldn't do by themselves, and this is constant to try to win the guy over. After a few tries, most guys are like, oh, okay, here, let me fix you, let me help you. Once married, they will start to function better and better as the husband makes more repairs. They aren't perfect, not by a long shot, as the original designs for the automatons were lost long ago. It's better than how they looked without the repairs. They'll still have a couple of faults, such as misspelling a couple words or forgetting a thing or two, but she will remain largely operational. Even if fully repaired, they will still pursue necromancy, namely to resurrect other fallen automatons. These ladies' husbands get real good at fixing stuff, to the point where they basically become the village handyman. Their children appear to be a weird mix of the machine and the flesh. They don't possess all the weaknesses of their mothers, but they still have some of the vulnerabilities of their fathers. Yeah, that's the Necromata in a nutshell. Now this is early on in this user's sort of fan-made monster career. Content has improved a lot since then, so there's not a whole lot of criticisms I can offer, aside from keep up the good work, buddy. Our next episode is going to be on the nation of Polove, and I don't know yet what our next fan-made showcase is going to be on. I'll let you know. Give this video a like or subscribe if you want to see more Monster Girl Encyclopedia content. This has been Monster Review Girl, signing off.